Yeah, this is interesting, man. I didn't even know if I expected this conversation to go like this, but this is great.
I'd be curious, like, what do you believe?
Well, I've gotten to speak with people that have, like, we had a doctor on who is a cancer doctor, and he had, over the years, he started interviewing people that had had near-death experiences and just collecting a lot of their data, right? Like a lot of the data and finding a lot of the commonalities in it.
Yeah.
And so once I spoke with him, I started thinking like, yeah, this was him right there, Dr. Jeffrey Long, and he wrote a book about it, and it's an easy read, but it's you could just tell how much it changed his life and his perspective, that he at no fiscal reward, he started creating this database and just putting together all different people's accounts. And it was just fascinating to see how many people had the same experiences, right? And so that gave me like, okay, if enough of it's uniform here and the experiences are the same, like that kind of shows a pattern, obviously.
Right.
And it certainly starts to make you believe a little bit more, right? And it's like he couldn't really get to what's on the other side. The other side, like if you go over to the other side, whatever the other realm is. But he was able to kind of like, through a great deal of interviews, examine some of the stair steps that people were on and what that experience was like. And so that, I think, gave me almost a little bit more of like really a scientific idea of like, okay, there's something more than just us guessing this, right? So that kind of was there for me. I had like a DMT experience where it's like, some people use plant medicine. I'm not encouraging that. I know you guys have some younger viewers, but that took you to a place where you feel like you were leaving.
For sure.
And that was pretty fascinating. Like, okay, you felt like becoming this, you felt yourself kind of leave your body and become this spirit that the only thing you could feel was love. Like you couldn't feel anything else. All the earthly chains of like people you knew and all of that. And like, I always feel like if I die, I'm going to worry about them and there was a little bit of that, but even that broke away. The amount of like immense love that was present in your being as you were hypothetically leaving this body that we know was so immense and so great. And you knew immediately, oh, they'll be here again. They'll all be here someday. So no matter what they're feeling now, this moment trumps whatever that is.
And so even though you couldn't remember anything that was going on in this like physical plane, you still somehow had the thought that like you were supposed to be there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you still somehow had the thought that like as it was happening, I felt like you literally start to feel like you're leaving your body, and you start to, like, my first thoughts are like, you're still attached to a lot of your like worldly thoughts. Like, oh, my mom's going to miss me. I'm scared. I forgot to do this. I forgot to send that email. That was like one of my thoughts. Like, dude,
Oh, dang.
who gives a shit? You're
The curses
dead.
of life.
Yeah, dude, you forgot to send
Email.
an email. Oh, I should have let the dog out or whatever. Or man, I left those shoes on the porch. Little things like that were like kind of going in my head. But then it was like this, you became overwhelmed with this feeling of like so much love. And the only thing you were supposed to do while you were alive was love, and everything else was just a ruse. And then you thought, oh, my mom will miss me. But then you're like, oh, but she'll come to this feeling one day too when she passes away.
Whoa.
So she'll have the same realization that everything is as okay as it ever could be and ever was, and it'll be that way for eternity.
Dang, dude.
So that may sound crazy. I've never even said that out loud. I don't even know if it makes sense.
No, that's a
a
very
beautiful
beautiful
experience.
thing.
But yeah, so I think, and I want to believe.
I think most people do. I feel like it's pretty sad if like you want there to be nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Like everyone like deep down, whatever you believe in, you would rather a way that you like move on. Just that's just human.
That's what I think. Yeah, just having, and it makes it exciting. And we showed up here, dude. We showed up here. This is the craziest shit you could ever imagine.
Yeah. How lucky is it to even be alive?
Yeah. Just the grace to exist, to be a fish that like comes close to the edge of the bowl, like just for a second and gets to like peek out into like the universe and before we dip back in, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes me think about how like over the years, like schizophrenia and these different things, like we've given a lot of things a scientific term now, also to make them marketable to medicine. But you don't think about how many of those things could just be also spiritual in nature.
Yeah.
you know, I'm not saying that schizophrenia is spiritual in nature, even though I'm sure the spirit is heavily affected, but you just don't know. You don't know what something could have happened in a past life that's now come through and is affecting a spirit in this life or affecting someone in this life. Yeah. And it's just looked at these days as a semi-common disease that we have, but it's something that's far greater than that or was used to be deemed that way, you know?
So true. Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Depends on what you believe. Exactly.
Yeah. It did seem more fun back then to believe in stuff too. I think because more people were believing things. Now a lot of our beliefs just like are looking to our phone, and before our beliefs used to like go into the air, you know?
It is really sad.
True.
I feel like, yeah, we're like facing a really secular time of like everyone's just like, like if I don't see it on ChatGPT, then I'm not going to believe it type of thing.
Yeah.
But no one's, like you said, like believing and like putting themselves out there to actually experience these things. Because at the end of the day, it's so much harder to believe anything online, like anything over a video. Yeah, I wouldn't believe a ghost video from 10 years ago before I started this. And then I only started believing because I physically experienced it myself in person. So I fully empathize with all the people that are online watching our videos being like, that's cool and all that you guys do this, but I can't believe it until I see it, you know? So I would encourage a lot of people who are like into this type of thing to actually, go and experience these things or put yourself out there and try. Just like with faith, it's like if you just try to take someone's word for it, whatever. But if you were to go to church and actually read these things and like go for it and really put yourself in there, then you might find God.
Oh, I'll notice the more I pray, the more when I walk into certain rooms or whatever, I can feel like my knees almost tingle a bit. Like I want to hit them, right? Like I want to, I want to hit my knees right there and pray, right? And it becomes sort of a practice. Like, yeah, for sure, whatever you practice and lean into becomes more of you, and we probably used to be more connected to the spirit realm overall. I'm sure like Native Americans especially were so connected to it and like really lived by it and had a real like, I bet they had like a real like gigahertz connection with like a, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Also, you had time to think. Now it's like the second that you go and take a shit, you're just like swiping TikTok or something. It's like not like you have a single moment away from distraction and entertainment. You don't have any second to wonder.
I know, yeah.
But you need
it. It's crazy not to have a second to wonder when we're part of something that's so wondrous. It's like, it's almost baffling, dude. We'll get to the end of our lives, and one of our last thoughts will be like, I was looking at my phone the whole time.
That's a sad thought right there.
So true.
I was just looking at my phone the whole time.
Damn.
Look
like,
up from
I literally won't even believe I'm dead until I check my phone.
Did I send that email? Because you're dying.
Swear to God.
I never had thought of it in the sense of like, I want something to be here, right? I want something to be here. And I've been thinking about stuff like that in my life recently, just like meeting God halfway, meeting the spirits halfway that are out there. Like, how can I show up to receive the best things that are out there waiting for me, you know?
And that would also kind of translate to real life too, like whether that's
sure.
spiritual or like you said, like show up to your next like friend gathering or your family or like your relationship, like putting in that effort to get what you want out of it.
Yeah, right. Like sometimes I want my holidays to be great and I'll just think that somebody else is going to make them great. Like I go there, I go in the living room, I yell about a casserole or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully it shows up, type of thing.
I talk shit, then I take a nap, then I eat a nap, and then I leave and I'm like, God, I wish our family had connected better.
Like, fuck that casserole, by the way.
But it's like, that's what I brought to it, you know?
Right.
But I'm still expecting this other thing. So I think just having a whole nother way to look at that. And then to ask, like, if I wanted to, like, my father's passed away, everybody has family members that have passed away, but to say, hey, Dad, I'm thinking about you today.
Yeah.
Share with me what you're thinking, you know? Think with me, feel with me. I want to feel your feelings today, or I want to know you love me today.
Right.
Like, not be afraid to speak out. Like, we have this voice and this thing, like when we open our hands up to the world, to the sky, to the universe, you feel something, right? That's not mythological. And so I think that this is just a great reminder. Dude, I'm so thankful you guys came in, man. This is awesome. I just appreciate it. Yeah, it's just nice to have this kind of conversation, you know? It's nice to be reminded of the fact that we have a part kind of in, and this sounds kind of silly, but we have a part in what we believe, but that we have a part in things that are supernatural.
Definitely.
I think that's what it is, because we alone are supernatural.
100%.
It's like crazy that we're even here.
It's fucking bizarre, dude. Especially if you look at the other animals and stuff, dude. They're all doing like normal animal shit.
Yeah.
We're out here, people are vaping. People are lying to their parents. Dude, if you were in the woods and you saw a bear lie to his parents and then sneak a piece of salmon or something, you'd be like, what the?
Then hit a vape real quick.
Yeah, dude. Imagine you saw a bear get up every morning. All the other bears are out splashing in the water, and there's one bear just sitting on his computer every day.
It's just like, whoa.
Coding
yeah.
ChatGPT. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
what are you
fucking
doing,
code.
dude?
Yeah, he's coding.
No, it's insane, man.